Okay, let's go ahead and dive right in. So I am going to put the 60 seconds up on the clock to give the short answer, and then we'll expound on things a bit. So I'll click that to get started. Okay, yeah. So the 60-second answer. If you have a great idea, and I call these the great idea guys. So, and a lot of people that are, have the great ideas, and I think that it is awesome that they do. If you have that great idea, first step is, write it down. So a lot of times people have the kind of I'll say kind of the inklings of an idea. So it's kind of one where I kind of have something that I have thought of or considered, but really haven't thought it through very much. Write it down so that you can actually kind of force yourself to flesh out what the idea actually is. Sometimes going through that exercise, you'll find out you have flaws, gaps that wouldn't really work. And so, really going through that exercise is going to force you to have that I or what or to confirm or verify whether or not that idea actually makes sense. Once you've written it down, kind of makes sense, you could explain it. Then the second thing is to just go on to Google and look it up. Look and see if somebody is actually has come up with it. If somebody has already come up with it, it's a pretty good indication that it's not at least patentable or that you don't need to run to a patent attorney. And we're jumping into the fireside. So first thing, write it all down before you ever go to any patent attorney. Write it down. Most important thing. Google it and see, okay, if you were to try and go out and pitch this idea, is somebody else already come up with it? If they have, it doesn't mean that you can't make a business out of it. As a simple example, water bottles have been around for a very long time. It doesn't mean that you may not have, whether it's a unique and innovative way to do a new water bottle, or you may just have a better branding play, or you may have a different way that you may go about making, something unique or better, or just separating it from the market. But you're at least going to want to say, okay, if I'm going to go through and I'm going to actually do that play, then how am I going to differentiate myself from the marketplace if it's already out there? And vice versa. If you do at least an initial Google search, you find out, hey, somebody else is going to, is going through this. I'm going to be able to or I'm if that is already if it isn't already out there, here's how I can then go with the plan to a patent attorney. I can say, hey, here's my idea. It's written out. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be the full go-to-market plan, but I can explain it. If you look at one of the previous firesides, I say you should be able to explain it to the drunk grandma level. In other words, if you can explain it so that a drunk grandma can understand what your invention is, you're doing pretty well. So drunk grandma level to where you can explain it. You've Googled it at least, or search it, or AI, Chat GPT'd it, whatever you want to call it, and you have a pretty good understanding that it's not already out there, and that you have something more unique. The last one would be before you just kind of jump right to going to a patent attorney would be is to have a sanity check. So go out and actually see if you're to put it out in the marketplace, kind of what that business would be. Would people actually be willing to buy it? Go not to your friends, not to your family that are going to do one of two things. They're either going to tell you that's the best idea in the world, whether or not it's a good idea, or whether or not it's a horrible idea, or they're going to be your harshest critic and they're always going to tell you your idea is dumb, even if it might be a good idea. So go out in the marketplace and see if people are willing to buy it. Say, hey, if this is my idea, here's a drunk grandma level. Here's the the couple minute elevator pitch. Would you pay $10 or $50 or $100, whatever that price point may be? And then start to go out and see, go and check and see what the environment is for the business landscape. Is it going to be selling it in a online to Amazon? Is it going to be selling it in Walmart or to a storefront? Are you going to stand or do your own storefront? In other words, do a little bit. You don't have to do an extensive. It doesn't have to be, go through and have the full market plan before you ever go to a patent attorney, but you should at least do a little bit of the work. See if it really makes sense. So write it out, make sure you can actually explain it, that it's fleshed out enough that it makes sense. Two, see if it's already out there, and either if it is already out there, how you differentiate yourself, or if it's not already out there, or their aspects are unique, then you can highlight and drill down on those. And third, go do a market analysis or market plan. Say, hey, what is it? How am I going to actually price this? Are people going to pay for it? And what would be the go-to plan of where I would actually sell that or otherwise provide it? If you do those three things, then you're probably at a much better place to go to a patent attorney. Because one, when you go into the office or into the patent attorney's office, you can say, hey, I'm not an expert. I don't know everything that's out there, but here's what my invention is. Kind of give them the high level, just a quick overview and say, here's kind of the unique features or selling points that I have, or vice versa. If you're saying it really doesn't have unique features or functionalities, this is really a branding play. Still can, an IP attorney can still help you, still worthwhile, but it's going to be a different conversation between, hey, we're going to patent this and we're going to make or protect that uniqueness versus we're going to trademark it to be the branding play. You do those things, the patent attorney isn't going to care what your go-to-market plan is or if it's viable in the marketplace. It's not that they won't be excited for you or they may not give you some passing thoughts, but theirs is really on the legal side. But doing those three steps before you go into a patent attorney, you're going to have a game plan of knowing kind of what the invention is, how to explain it, where to focus it on, and then does it make sense to actually invest in it before going to a patent attorney. And that way you save yourself time, money, and effort. It gives you a better outcome, and it makes it more worthwhile. So those are really the three things you would do kind of before you to give a patent attorney a call. Once you've gone through those exercises, then you're in a pretty good place to reach out to an attorney, go through it, and see what your options are to protect it as you start to fully dive in. So that's it for this Inventive Fireside. If you have any other questions, you want to reach out to us, go to strategymeeting.com, look us up at Law with Miller, and otherwise, good luck with